How are you on Cesar Blue's channel? And this is a new gourmet batch that I bought at Lidl and it cost me 65 euros. I've tried to find the best products and well also at the best price because they say there that quality doesn't have to be expensive. There's something for everyone: appetizers, main courses, dessert and good wine. Anyway, I'm going to check and share with you in this video if it's true that you can get quite a bit of quality without spending a lot of money. Let's get started, and I'm going to begin with this escalivada pâté with dried tomato from this brand that I've bought several times before. Which is the brand? Well, let's say Gourmet from Lidl, the deluxe brand. To spread, be careful because these cheap products can be deceiving. You know, look, this costs 19 euros per kilo, and it's still just a vegetable pâté. But since we're talking about pâtés, I also want to try this salmon mousse from the same brand. It says here it's for spreading, it's only 120 grams. Or the ingredients, to read them, my goodness, you really have to zoom in here, and that's true for both of them, huh? But well, on this one it's even smaller. Well, look, how curious, I'm going to zoom in. It's so annoying, huh? Having to use the phone as a magnifying glass. Well, look, it actually has, get this, 35% smoked salmon, huh? And then, well, it has a bit of everything. Water, tomato, egg yolk, cream, lemon juice, metabisulfite, salt, spices, stabilizers, xanthan gum coloring, free-range chicken eggs. Anyway, I was curious to see what's in this second pâté, but they say things come in threes. For my canapés, I picked the piquillo pepper cream, costing 14 euros per kilo. It's for sauces and canapés and is also deluxe brand. Honestly, it has a nice color, and once again, the ingredients. Careful, you might think it's just me being blind. But the one on the escalivada pâté jar, well, I can read it pretty well. It has as ingredients water, dehydrated cream, piquillo pepper, dehydrated sun-dried tomato. But this other one really annoys me. I'm going to check it again with my phone like a magnifying glass. Gentlemen, what are you putting for the ingredients? Isn't there a law here with a minimum requirement? Because honestly, this is practically unreadable. It doesn't matter, I'll read it here on my phone. 69% piquillo pepper. That's a lot of pepper for something meant to be pepper. What else is in it? Water, salt, acidulant, citric acid, darkener. I'm gonna spread all of this on this green olive toast. Yes, they were also in the deluxe section. I'm amazed this cost 13.77 euros per kilo. It really caught my attention when I bought it. According to the ingredients, it contains wheat flour, olive oil, and 7% green olives. So, in terms of the bad stuff, at least it's not just an aroma, it actually has real olives. I'll dip all of this in some good wine vinegar, of course. Hey, well, one of the best they had, a Ribera del Duero Reserva. Finca de la Cruz, it says here that it has in the Peñin guide, which I find the name really funny. Zin, 93 points. No more and no less, it's an exclusive selection deluxe from Lidl's premium gourmet brand. As I said just a moment ago, and there's not much more I can tell you about this wine except that it says it was made with Tempranillo grapes. And that's what's going to go along with the start of this meal. Of course, I put this little sleeve on it that I had in the freezer because I like it to be at the right temperature. There's a bit of a rivalry with wines. The other day I read a sign like in Como that said there are people who like wine but still haven't tried it yet. Ribera del Duero, and there must be all kinds of people. It's like the tortilla rivalry. Onion or no onion. You just need Ribera del Duero. Well, just drink the one you like, man. Drink the one you like. There are good wines everywhere, and bad ones too. Well, like I usually do. I'll leave it open for a bit to let it air out or get some oxygen since it smells good. And in the meantime, I'm going to get started with the pâtés. Let's open them up and see how they smell. The escalivada one smells like vegetables and the salmon one smells like salmon. The piquillo pepper one smells best of the three, right? Of all the products, the one that smells most like piquillo peppers. And what about the olive toasts? I'm going to put some toasts here. Ju, it's incredible, huh? They really smell like olives, huh? A lot. That's it. I'll follow the same order and try the escalivada pâté first. But calling it pâté isn't accurate. They don't just blend everything together. Oh, this is really good, huh? It's slightly acidic, well, very creamy. I'm going to make myself a canapé here. That's the whole point of pâté. That's what it's for. Well, it's really good, huh? You have to keep in mind how much it costs and what it is. Wow, today's tasting is off to a great start. Lidl isn't disappointing so far, but of course I've just started. I'm going to prepare another one. This olive-flavored toast is so tasty. Definitely a Mediterranean flavor, don't you think? It's very much the kind of flavors I've found when I've traveled to Italy. I'll say it again. Everything depends on the price. For what this costs and how tasty it is, it's really good. Let's try the salmon like this. First, just by itself. The texture is a bit less creamy, it's really good. I'm also going to put a good amount on the canapé. These are some canapés, huh? Super jumbo size. Whenever I think about how much I spend on gourmet packs just to try things, I realize, wow, that's a lot of money, like you saw in the previous video. For what I paid, I wouldn't buy it again. Well, look, these two things for now are pretty decent, not much else. No one will likely comment on how hard you worked on the escalivada or salmon pâté. No, but I don't think anyone's going to complain if you put these canapés on the table. Honestly, it's really tasty because the flavor, the salmon, is very strong. Even without reading the ingredients, I might be influenced, but it really tastes like salmon. These pâtés usually have too much cream, especially the salmon, but I don't notice that in this one. Let's see how the pepper pâté tastes. What a strange mix, huh? Does it have? It tastes like olives. It also has a slightly spicy touch, but it tastes like olives. What else could it have? Olives, I mostly taste strong garlic, you know? I don't know why I mentioned olives. It just reminds me of their seasoning. This one is much more liquid, not creamy. Well, in my opinion, the piquillo pepper flavor is pretty much lost. Just like I told you the other two pleasantly surprised me, this one, well, not so much. I wouldn't buy it again, and I don't think I'll buy it again because I actually prefer to try new things from the supermarkets. I'd recommend the salmon one first, then the roasted vegetables, and finally this one. I prefer to use real peppers with a bit of tuna or something if I'm going to make some canapes rather than using this one. And I'm watching this appetizer since I was looking forward to it too. Dates with bacon? Well, is that easy? Just dates and bacon, he says. Here. The ingredients list pork bacon, but doesn't mention if it's smoked. I prefer bacon that's smoky. Let's see, how do you prepare this? It says you can fry it in the pan for 3 minutes until they're golden, so let's go for a nice fry. And these little appetizer triangles must be great, right? Red pesto and cheddar cheese triangles. One of these deluxe brand items was something I really looked forward to trying. It says here that they're appetizers filled with tomato, basil, and cheddar cheese. Well, tomato and basil. Where's the red pesto? There are many things listed. Powdered tomato mix with spices, tomato powder, chili powder, onion powder, cilantro powder, cumin powder, oregano powder, basil powder, black pepper powder, garlic powder. It has a ton of stuff in it. Let's see how it is. So this is how the fried dates turn out, just like the recipe says, and I'm going to try them with the little triangles. Let's see how this other appetizer option tastes. They come like this, in a box, more protected. 1 minute, frying them. Dates with bacon, what a treat. It's interesting because dates are eaten a lot in Arab countries, but in Arab countries, pork isn't usually eaten much. Well, not much, actually, not at all. Well, I'm going to try the rolls filled with pesto. Since everything was powder, I got exhausted because I misread it and psyched myself out. It doesn't say they're filled here. It says triangles, and besides, red pesto doesn't say cheddar flavored filling, but they're not filled with pesto. Anyway, let's see. How about this? Yes, the dates with bacon, or the bacon in this case, yes, it's stuffed with date. The sweet and salty mix caramelizes instantly. I haven't had anything yet. Fry the bacon at 180 degrees for 1 minute. It caramelizes quickly. I really enjoy the mix. It's great. If it were wine, I'd tell you it's not a good pairing, which is what I had expected in my mind. The triangles with this bacon and date appetizer, because one thing has nothing to do with the other. Careful, fried dates, watch out, this is a calorie bomb. Since I like the olive oil rolls so much, I'm going to make myself a little sandwich here with bacon, date, and olive roll. It's a strange bite. I like it because the bread gives it a crunchy touch, since the bacon doesn't get crispy even if you fry it. And well, like this with the appetizers, which is where it's easiest to have something new, it's fun. Is this gourmet? I like the idea. Could it be one? Some good medjool dates with some good bacon and rolling them yourself, well, that's a good thing. Now, well, for the price they cost and what you get, well, the triangles are just that, nothing more. Like a salty cracker appetizer to start dinner. And the dates? Well, I was expecting a bit more of a surprise with the bacon especially, but the mix isn't bad and it's edible. Let's continue. Oh, this, as soon as I saw it, I thought of my friend Fran Martinez from Cinco Sentidos, who has it every Monday. One of these little dishes of garlic shrimp, and this is a little dish of garlic prawn tails. Well, when I say little dish, it's plastic. It's plastic. This is what it looks like. I've already defrosted it. It came frozen. Now I have to prepare it in the pan. I'm going to make it as the instructions say and see how it turns out. And this is the result of the garlic prawns. I wanted to bring the little pan and clay bowl with everything boiling, but it wasn't possible. I followed the instructions. It's 1 minute in the pan on high, but I didn't heat the container, the dish. And well, this is how it turned out. Let's see how it is. It smells really good. That's the truth. And well, hey, wow, what a strong flavor it has. This is a bit spicy. It has a lot of cayenne, right? And it's really good, huh? It's really good. The little prawn casserole is 23 euros per kilo and tastes great. The moje has an incredible garlic flavor and is very easy to make. This sounds like a promotion, huh? You know, none of these supermarkets pay me or anything to show these products. I also want to emphasize the value for money, okay? This isn't a white prawn from Huelva or a red prawn from Medina. It's just a small prawn. The prawn, in this case, as it says there, doesn't have much flavor, but the sauce is really good, the texture, the broth has a lot of flavor, but a lot of garlic and seafood flavor. It's really well done, you know? I'll say it again, I focus on the relationship between quality and price, even if it sounds repetitive. Well, anyway, you can buy this in advance. It's not a seafood that goes up in price when Christmas comes, because you already have it stored there. The sauce is addictive. I ate it by the spoonful, though it's great for dipping bread. The prawn is mild with a nice texture. I like the sauce. Does it leave a spicy aftertaste? Still, I would like it if the dishes somehow indicated which things are spicy and also showed the level of intensity. Because, you know, there are a lot of people who can't tolerate spicy food. That would you have bothered them with this dish, but not me, okay? It really made me happy. Let's keep going. The frozen food section is going to be the highlight of today, okay? Here are these Galician-style octopus treats, again from the Deluxe brand. It really catches my attention that when you read the ingredients, it actually says it contains octopus. I say this because with a lot of things, it's like octopus legs, then it's squid, then no, here it says it's octopus, 21%. And I picked up more things from the frozen section to fry, like little treats, and they really caught my attention. For example, these broken eggs with Iberian ham, treats that look like croquettes, right? There you can see the croquettes, fried eggs with potatoes, and Iberian ham, those as well. Again, I checked the ingredients before buying it, and here it says croquettes of fried eggs with Iberian ham. Ingredients: 12% Iberian ham and pork shoulder, plus ham and shoulder trimmings. Anyway, hey, so far these products have what they promise in the ingredients, but there's more. I've also bought the pork cheek delicacies. Wow, this has to be good, right? Well, I'm not going to read all the ingredients for everything, but indeed this one has 8% cooked pork meat and 8% cooked pork cheek. All three products cost the same price per kilo, which catches my attention because octopus, ham, and pork cheek usually have different prices. Well, I don't know how they manage mathematically to get these three products at the same price. Let's see how good they are. Here we have the octopus bites, the pork cheek bites, and the Iberian ham bites with broken eggs. I'll start with the first ones I made, the octopus ones. Well, for now the crust breaks nicely and the inside is creamy with a bit of octopus on top. Let me tell you something, it has a little piece of octopus. They have paprika, they're crispy, they're treats, not croquettes. And it does indeed have a bit of octopus. The piece is small, but it still tastes like octopus and has a crispy exterior. That's the most obvious thing to say here, but it's not always true. Even if I had mixed up the order, these octopus snacks taste like octopus. I mean, I would have recognized it right away. Let's go with the beef cheek ones. You know what? I'm imagining that inside here there's a beef cheek cream, but no, this filling is a bit more, let's say grainy. I can't tell this is beef cheek. You can tell they're industrial, but this one feels especially so. Well, this one, I say because it's like a croquette, doesn't convince me at all. Neither the texture nor the taste. It does have a slight aftertaste of a beef cheek stew, but it's not creamy at all, and the texture isn't very consistent. Night and day, right? Night and day. Well, let's see. These fried eggs, which for some reason, even though they were in for less time, got burnt first. Fried eggs, well, fried eggs, broken eggs. With potatoes and ham. This doesn't smell like ham, but the texture is much better. It tastes very little like ham, but you know, I do notice a bit of the flavor, but it's from the egg white, you know, and the French fries, well, I don't see them anywhere. You can taste the egg white and a little bit of the yolk, you know, but it's like there's more white than yolk. Does it have any bits of ham? Very little, and well, look, how curious. The octopus ones are the ones that convinced me the most. Stay, more food is on the way. How do you like the tuna tataki? Breaded tuna tataki, oh my goodness, he says it's athlete's tuna. Yellow? It cost about 25 euros, almost 24 and something per kilo. You can make this in a pan. It says to take it out of the fridge an hour before preparing it and fry it for 4 minutes. Well, I'll follow the instructions. Let's see how the packaging is. I'm curious to see. This is good. Wow, look at that. What a huge box and what a product. They could have saved a bit on the packaging. Come on, if it were according to Japanese laws, it wouldn't be the same size. It's just that I've been watching some Instagram reels lately, and apparently there's a law in Japan that says you have to put things in the box that are the same size and shape as they appear in the illustration. In this case, well, no. Anyway, I'm going to wait an hour, like it says there, and then get to it. So this is the tatako of breaded tuna tataki. After frying for the 4 minutes indicated on the package, after leaving it out of the freezer for an hour. I'm gonna try to cut it like it was shown in the picture. It's supposed to be rare on the inside. Well, more or less, right? It's more or less hard to cut, just like in the picture. Look, it's rare in the center. Let's see how this is. I'll repeat what I said before. Does fashion join with marketing? The word tataki is trendy, and after all, they've made this in the image and likeness of a tataki. I've never seen a breaded tataki before. It's strange, since tataki is a Japanese method involving a block of fish or sometimes meat, searing it over a very high heat so it's barely cooked inside and adding a breaded sauce. That's even stranger. The sauce isn't included in the package, although you can add whichever one you like best. The outer layer is so crispy that when you cut it, the inside kind of falls apart. That's the truth. I don't see this as something gourmet. I mean, this tuna, well, it's not the finest part of the tuna. It's pretty dry. It barely has any fat. It's bland. It tastes a bit bland to me. The texture of the batter is extremely thick. And after all, it reminds me of the classic fish sticks, only made with tuna. When did they mix the name tataki with this? Actually, this is more like the breaded chicken fillets they sell in many places in Japan. This katsu sando, which is the breaded chicken sandwich, with the tonkatsu, which is the breaded chicken itself. And if katsu means breaded, then this will be a tonkatsu. Let's keep going, there's more. And this, what do you think? Teriyaki style marinated salmon portions. Well, they look good. It says here 2 pieces, oriental style. You have to let this thaw as well, and then you can cook it on the grill as they recommend here. And they say you should cook it first on the skin side. I'm curious to see what these portions look like because, of course, since they come packed like this, look, they come individually, which is great, so you don't have to eat both at once. It's already marinated. Let's see how it is. Here's what the salmon looks like. After preparing it, well, letting it thaw and putting everything that comes in the bag on the stove. Some parts get more burnt because of the sauce it has. I don't know how it looks on camera, but this part got toasted and this other part didn't. First, place it skin side down, then flip it. Anyway, it's turned out a bit of a strange color. Let's see how it turned out. The doneness. Well, it's not bad. It's cooked. It's not overcooked. It's juicy. It's not too done. It's not too done. I don't know how this will look on the camera above. It's not overcooked. It's really tasty. I love the dressing it has. I really love it. This is probably the best dish of today. After all, it's salmon fillet, and that never fails. Not a single bone. I think it should have been removed. It wasn't in the instructions, but I think all the dressing that came with the soy sauce should have been removed, because indeed that part of the soy sauce has burned a bit and it's a little bitter, just a little bitter. That sauce must have quite a bit of sugar. I don't mean to say the salmon is sweet, but judging by how it's caramelized, it's really good. It's really good. It doesn't have an overpowering flavor. The teriyaki part, the marinade, leaves you wanting more. It's so good. It's so good. There's a big difference between buying it teriyaki style or just buying it plain. Not much. Honestly, not even in price. Salmon fillets usually cost about the same as this teriyaki salmon. I like the packaging because it's individually packed, so you can eat it in 2 sittings or share it. Anyway, it's good, it's good. The salmon is really tasty. You usually can't go wrong with something like this. Let's check out the next product. Here it is. But is this a dessert or an appetizer? What's a bacon, brie, and cranberry? What does it mean that this is filled with smoked bacon and cranberries? With its big theme zombie and Dolores O'Riordan meaning cranberries? I mean, what does this mean? Should you have it as dessert or a starter? Or is it one of those new things that combine both? Nougat with bacon and salt? Or what do I know? It says to bake it in the oven at 200 degrees for 25-30 minutes. Geez, well, nothing to do but wait. This is what the baked cake looks like. It doesn't look anything like the one in the picture. Oh my, how did it grow? The puff pastry? It smells pretty good. It's still warm. Oh, how do you pick it up? Oh my goodness, wait for this. I don't know if I should take a direct bite or try to break it apart. What a curious thing this is. Let me tell you a few observations about what I'm trying. I'm not sure if I should use a knife and fork since it falls apart in your hand and I don't want to make a mess. I thought it was more like a sandwich you could hold in your hand. It's got potatoes inside. Fabulous taro listening. Remember? Let's see. I find the smoked bacon and there's enough bacon to say this is bacon, right? There's a little piece, but enough to say this is bacon. No, these are potatoes. What a strange pie. What a strange pie. Here the cranberries really stand out, but because they're missing. I don't know. Look, here's one and another. I'm going to put them in this bite. Let's see. Look, 2 of them ended up together. I admit that with the cranberries, the bite is tastier. There's a lot of cheese. It's brie cheese, and well, it's an original bite. It's strange. It has good puff pastry. I mean, the result you get from baking the puff pastry is very good. It turns out very crispy. And actually, it's almost all just a lot of air. I don't really see the point of this weird pastry. It has very few cranberries. And when you get a bite with cranberry, it's tastier. Bacon is expensive and there's hardly any of it. It's a bite that's not bad. It's just, okay, nothing special. I think with this bite, well, I picked it thinking it was a gourmet product, but I don't think any gourmet would be impressed by this bite. It's not bad, but that's it. That's it. Unfortunately, we move on. It's incredible how supermarkets take advantage of trends. Panettones are trendy, pistachios are trendy. What do they offer you? A panettone with pistachios? Here's the deluxe panettone. Keep in mind, I got it on sale, but it's not expensive, okay? For what panettones usually cost, which is a lot of money, this one cost about 17 euros per kilo. Let's see what ingredients it has. It must have pistachio or pistachio powder. Wow, what a big box. That's hilarious. Do they specify in the ingredients that it's a panettone without raisins? But let's see. This is the first time I've seen ingredients like this. Instead of talking about the ingredients the product has, it talks about the ingredients it doesn't have. In this case, it says this panettone doesn't have raisins, but what a party, right? I've never seen that before, and it says that's okay. Filled with pistachio cream, covered with chocolate, and with pieces of white chocolate. Ingredients: pistachio cream, which is made from glucose syrup, sugar, water, and 10% pistachio paste. That is the flavor of the panettone. Considering that if the panettone has 15% pistachio cream, well, that 15% pistachio cream contains 10% pistachio paste. That is, this itself doesn't really have actual pistachios. They're all pistachio substitutes. Well, I already have a little board here ready to cut the panettone. Let's see how this opens. Let's see. This is what the panettone bag looks like. I'm going to cut a nice little triangle. Let's see, will it have air pockets or not? Will it be fluffy? Will it be creamy? Will it have a lot of filling? Will it have any pistachio flavor? I'm asking myself all those questions right now in my head. I hope and wish that it has some pistachio flavor and that it's creamy. Wow, that smell is strong. I really love panettones, man, and you can see here it's pretty stuffed. Let me tell you, it looks pretty full here. Wow, it smells really strong, huh? Given the cost and knowing how much quality panettone costs and the effort involved, it looks decent. Let's taste it. Let's see. The flavor is really good, but I've had some really great bakery panettones, and you can tell this one is industrial. Take that away, it's good, I insist, it's good. But the crumb of panettones has an elasticity that this one doesn't have. I actually think it's a dessert that wants to look like a panettone, but it's not. Look at how the crumb is formed. It doesn't have any holes. You can't see that it was a dough with a slow fermentation. It's a bun shaped like a panettone. I'm sorry to say it, but it's really good. On the other hand, it tastes more like pistachio than I expected, but the dough is nothing like panettone. Panettone then is a sweet shaped like a panettone, and this is today's little dessert. The pistachio cream tastes a bit like pistachio, but the panettone itself doesn't taste like pistachio. Overall, when you bite into it, it's still far from being a good panettone. The chocolate on top doesn't seem to be top quality, though something else is very high quality. It's the company you've given me up to this moment, and I appreciate it enormously. If you enjoyed my video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Goodbye.